So the wicket this Halloween weekend, of course, as Blackburn Rovers kick back into action up against Coventry City. But where on bloody earth is it going to be played? We're going to take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks. Back again. Match preview. Looking forward to Blackburn Rovers' latest match. That's right, against Coventry in the mysterious world of somewhere, of course, over in England. Of course, yes, of course, confusion remains about where the game will take place. But of course, Rovers hopefully are prepared to take them on wherever they want. Of course, we'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, maybe shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. Of course, if you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button. Bounty. All things Rovers related, Championship related, playing mystery games related. Of course, we'll figure all that out as and when we come. But anyway, of course, no wasting time here for Rovers as they kick on into top gear for the next match. Of course, before we jump into it, a big shout out to, of course, these fantastic beasts. It is, of course, Blue Rose Capital for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate that, guys. So let's get cracking and have a little look at what we're talking about. We're talking about this then, shall we? Of course, coming at you at the Rico or St Andrews or somewhere else. Hope maybe even at Ewood Park. Who bloody knows? I don't know. As of right now, Sunday, 7:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time out in Pennsylvania. I have no idea where this game is going to be played. Of course, hopefully I will have a watch along for you. That shouldn't have a bearing. It might even have a bearing in that. But of course, it's the fans. It's the fans. JDT is pissed off for the fans. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know where they're going. They don't know the time it's going to take to get there. If they're going to have to take a whole day off work, half day off work, no time off work, who bloody knows? So, bit of a shambles, of course, for Coventry. But, yeah, anyway, here's the Domheim derby. I'm just putting that out there as well before we get cracking. Let's take a look at the coaches then, shall we? Because Mark Robbins, good coach, one of those guys who goes under the radar, done an absolutely fantastic job for Coventry City, not only getting them back to the second tier of English football, but competing, of course, last year. This year's been a bit of a, mostly off the field shit show. They've got games in hand, and realistically, their position in the table is a bit false, and some may say the same about us, that we, of course, sitting falsely in second spot at the moment. But points per game ratio 1.43 for Mark Robbins. Got 0.5 points per match against Rovers. He hasn't beaten Rovers in 8 attempts, so long may that continue. As for JDT, 1.69 points per ratio right now. He's doing a-okay, isn't it? Isn't he just? The most valuable player, Victor Gayorquez, valued around about, I think that says about £4.5 million. That's a steal. That's a steal in today's world, when, of course, strikers who score double digits are like rocking horse shit. He's taller than our big man on campus, £14.4 million rated big man Roberto Diaz. He's a little bit older as well, a year older. Of course, when's his birthday? Does it have his birthday here? It doesn't have his birthday. Oh, it does there. April 18th, June. Anyway, of course, the market values then for the team's two sides: £27.1 million for Coventry City, £56.79 million for Blackburn Rovers at the moment, with an E-market value of £2.1 million. They've had 1.09 E-market value as well. Average age 26.4 for Coventry, 24 for us. We have more national players than they do. We have more youth national players. They have more foreigners, club members. Don't know about that. Let's take a look at, of course, the recent tale of events between these two sides. 20 times they played each other since 1993. 6 wins apiece and 8 draws at the moment. Coventry, 58% form for them right now, winning just one defeat past 5 for them. Up against the Rovers side, have won 5 of the last 6. 83% form for them right now. Of course, our biggest win over Coventry was a 4-0 win. Their biggest win over us was a 5-0 win. That's, of course, stretching back to 1993. They've scored 28 goals compared to our 34 over the course of those 20 games. Works out about 1.40 goals a game ratio for Coventry compared to 1.70 goals a game ratio for Rovers. Let's take a look at Coventry then. Of course, this is mainly aimed at the Rovers fans, not really necessarily aimed at the Coventry City fans, but of course, let's have a little look at their recent run of events. Of course, they did come on the back of that 2-1 loss at home to Blackpool. Of course, actually back-to-back games now at the Rico, or whenever they're at home. Of course, not winning. Of course, their last win was against Stoke. Decent result, that 2-0 win against Stoke. They also beat Sheffield United. Both of those two games against teams that we fluffed our lines, that we lost to in our season. Also, they beat bloody Cardiff as well. So it's 3. They've beaten 3 teams that we have failed to do so, and none the same. However, we did beat Blackpool and we did beat Rotherham. So take from that from what you will. I don't know, because heading out of this game, taking on Watford on the weekend. That's on the 5th of November. Then they take on Wigan back at the Rico or wherever. And then, of course, before the World Cup break, they take on fellow promotion chasers at the moment, QPR. Then the World Cup comes, and they take on Reading, and then they take on Coventry as the build up to Christmas kicks into top gear. gear as well. Let's take a look at, of course, the team then. We've got the mystery man here, Callum Doyle. Who is this? SofaScore. SofaScore, don't know where to put him. Don't know where to put him. Is he a goalie? Is he a defender, midfielder, striker? Let me know. Put your answers on a postcard or drop them down in the comments. Simon Moore, of course, losing his number 1 jersey at the moment, I believe, to Ben Wilson. Correct me if I'm wrong. They got the back, some centre backs there. There's Callum Doyle right there. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? What are they talking about there? He's right there. Anyway, Carl McFadden's up there, of course, experienced centre back amongst a couple of other names there. Into midfield, we've got the Ben Sheaf there. Casey Palmer, ex-Rover. Gustavo Hamer is the main man. I trade my left bollock for him. Got another ex-Rover there, Todd Kane. He's in the mixer. Of course, some strikers up there. Cameron Hare, hotly tipped to join the Dingles at some stage earlier in the campaign. They've got Martin Waghorn, another experienced campaigner, and of course a level head up top. And Victor Gayoka is one of the most sought-after strikers in the Championship. So some good players there, but can they, of course, oust Blackburn Rovers this midweek? Gustavo Hamer is the main man. Carl McFadden, Ben Wilson, is in there in top 3 spot. Callum Hare, Ben Sheaf, and then the chasing pack. This is my team then for you, the Coventry that I've picked. Wilson between the sticks, Doyle, McFadden and Rose. Bidwell on the left-hand side, Double on the right, Sheaf, Hamer, Allen in the middle there, Gayorkas and Waghorn, of course. That's, of course, the Coventry City. And the stats then, Gayorkas got 5 goals, Gordon's got 3, Hamer's got 3, and Allen's got a couple as well. As for the yellows, Sheaf's got 6, McFadden 4, Bidwell 4, Dabble's got 3. Hamer's got 2 red cards already to his name. An absolute... a loose cannon, maybe. Loose cannon, perhaps. Of course, let's take a look at some of the stats then. The goals coming through. Open play, 7 of them are right now. 3 counter-attacks, 3 penalties, and 2 set pieces. No OGs so far. As for when they're in possession, Coventry before the left and the right, of course. And when in possession, 40% of the time is in the middle third, 25% going forward, 30% in the defensive third then. As for the shots direction, 19% coming down the right, 17% down the left, 64% down the middle. As for the shot direction, 49% of the time is in the 18-yard area, 41% long-range cookies, and 10% in that scrappy W area. Let's take a look at, of course, second of the table right now. And in, what can we say? Promotion chasing Rovers. Of course, coming into this on the back of 4 wins in succession, beating Borough, Sunderland, Birmingham, and Hull City. A couple of away day wins in there, a couple of home wins as well. But of course, we did lose to Wigan not too long ago. That's still ringing in my ears. Of course, heading out this game, we take on Huddersfield at Ewood. Actually, look at the state of this. Look at this. So it's 1, 2. We won the Hull City game, 2 the Coventry one, 3 West Ham, 4 Burnley, 4 of the next 5 games away from home. Difficult stuff for Rovers. Anyway, Huddersfield, of course, after this week's action against Coventry, that's on the weekend. Then it is the Calavera Cup. And then, of course, just a small matter of Burnley, of course, on the 13th of November. We'll be previewing that game, of course, probably in extensive detail. We'll go nutso on that one, yeah, shall we? Of course, then, and then, of course, after the World Cup, or to the back end of the World Cup, should we say, Preston have had another crunchy, tasty one as well. And then Norwich, before the Christmas wind-up, really kicks into top gears. Take a look, of course, the faces then. Rovers goalkeeper Kaminski, of course, had a bit of a quiet one against Hull this past weekend, but still vital. And, of course, vital amongst them are, of course, Ayala, Hyam, and Wharton. And my, oh my, it's not often that I do this, but I am sorry. I am so sorry, Coventry City fans. We have mugged you blind. That Dominic Iam guy is an absolute monster at the back. I value him, and I'm sure the other Rovers fans value the piss out of him. He is built for this league. He's built for this league. He is a warrior at the back. We did lose a warrior in Darrell Lennon, but to be honest with you, I think we've upgraded here. I think we've upgraded. And we've mugged you off in the process. I do. I feel bad. I feel bad. I'm a good guy, really. Deep down, I'm a good guy. I don't like mugging people off. So, when I say this, I am sorry that we've screwed you over. You know, bargain of the bloody season. Bargain of the season. I was pissed myself when we didn't get that Bosnian fella from Malmo. I was mugged off. I was pissed off about that because we had the links. But you know what? I'm elated with that business here. Anyway, enough about him. We'll talk more about him later, I'm sure. But anyway, to midfield, of course, Tyler Morton's been clicking the passes out and of course, one of the instruments of why we are doing what we're doing. Callum Britton's been injury prone. Adam Wharton, who has stepped up to the void in midfield, pushing Buckley into the reserves. Goodness gracious me. Hedges, of course, we missed him as well on the Saturday. Up top, of course, we've got Diaz, we've got Gallagher, we've got Smodic now. Dacarino did even get 20 minutes. Happy about that as well. Elated. Of course, take a look at the squad then, all the key players. It's Daniel Ayala with the main man, Kaminsky up there. Tyler Morton, of course, all above 7s on average, with Travis and Wharton, of course, as well. But of course, this is my lineup for the team here. Kaminsky, Wharton, Ayala and Higher making up a back three. We're going for a back three, I believe. Pickering on the left-hand side, Travis on the right, maybe Hedges, maybe Britton, depending on where they are in the fitness thing. If that's the case, then I think we go for a 3-man midfield, then Smodic is the one that'll lose out. So Travis has to play captain. Wharton's got to play. It was good. I've got 2 bloody Whartons in there. I've got 2, but I've got the wrong Wharton. I've got the fucking wrong Wharton. Get it? I'm not sorting it out. It's too late. Smodic, Diaz, and then Gallagher. Of course, up to the stats then, shall we? Of course, Diaz with 8 goals, Smodic 3, Gallagher 3, and Dolan has 3 right now. Travis with 5 yellows, Gallagher's got 4, Diaz got 3, and Morton has 3. And no reds so far this campaign. Let's keep it going. Let's take a look at the goals then and where they've come from. 16 of them through open play, 5 set pieces, 1 counter attack, and 1 penalty that we've scored. Of course, as for our attacking preferences, preferring the right to the left. Of course, when in possession, 44% of the time is in the middle third, 23% going forward, 34% in the defensive end there. As for shot direction, we prefer the left hand side to the right. 56% of our shots are in the 18-yard box, 5% in that scrappy W area, and of course 39% long range cookies. Let's take a look at, of course, their home form versus our away form. Coventry coming to this just one in 4 in home games, 2 wins at 6, actually 50% form, no, not 50% form, nearly 50% form for them. At home, Rovers winning 3 and losing 3 over the last 6, back-to-back away wins for them. Can we make it a 3? Pete, we'll see about that. Of course, recent run of events then between these two sides, both at Ewood and Rico or wherever. Of course, Rovers just 1 defeat past 6 against Coventry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games unbeaten against them. We're looking for the 6 Pete right here. If you're from Burnley, that's like all the fingers on your hand. You know what I mean? Anyway, of course, last season was a 2-2 draw. I'll take it. I'll take a draw right now. In fact, it was back-to-back 2-2 draws. And in fact, it's been 3 draws in succession between these two sides. So, yes. But let's have a look back at some of them goals. Dak, Scotty Wharton with a goal. Joe Rothwell, Gallagher, Diaz, Harvey Elliott, Armstrong with a couple. Gallagher's got a couple. So he might find that moment. But anyway, the last 4 when Coventry have been the hosts, of course. Just 1 defeat for Rovers over the last 4. There's a Leon Best zinger in there. Look at that. I remember the zinger from Richard Smallwood back in the day in the League Cup. That was in our League One days. Zinger, I believe. Anyway, let's take a look at, of course, what we can expect from this game then, shall we? Of course, Coventry's strengths, counter-attack, stealing the ball from the opposition. Their weaknesses, though, keeping possession of the ball, scoring chances, avoiding fouling in dangerous areas, defending against attacks down the wings, defending against through balls, protecting the lead and defending counter-attacks. They're also pretty wank at aerial duels. As for Coventry's a star, taking long shots down and attacking down the left, consistent first 11 and being non-aggressive. Rovers, though, strengths, creating chances through balls, finishing, scoring chances, counter-attacks, protecting the lead. Our weaknesses, defending in counter-attacks, aerial duels, avoiding fouling in dangerous areas, style of play, long shots, short passes, attempted through balls, often possession football, playing in their own half, rotating the first 11 as well. The forecast, Coventry will score from a fast break, Rovers will score from a result of a through ball, and Rovers will also score from a fast break situation as well, but Rovers will dominate possession. That's, of course, the who scores verdicts. Take a look at the form table then, shall we, over the last 6 overall. Burnley tipped the charts with 16 points of a possible 18. Rovers are up there with 15 of a possible 18. Millwall in 3rd, Swansea, and then QPR. How about our hosts? Our hosts are down into 8th for the moment. That's not too bad. Just 1 defeat in the past 5. It's credible. I give them that. Wigan, West Brom and Reading at the moment are in the slump zone. Of course, take a look at the home form then. Burnley lead the charts, 16 points of a possible 18 at home. Again, Rovers 15 of a possible 18, and Millwall, Swansea, and then QPR. It's pretty much the same there. Of course, the home form down the foot. Hull, Wigan, and West Brom. Coventry are actually down in 19th home form. Not great. So that's good food for thought for Rovers as they build up for this game. As for the away side, of course, Luton lead the charge. They are the best away side in the business. 13 points out of possible 18. Sheffield United, of course, as well. Burnley up there. Birmingham, and then Preston. Of course, the worst away team is Huddersfield, Millwall, and then Middlesbrough down the foot there. Rovers are in 9th spot there. So again, the stats then for the Championship, the best possession away side right now is Burnley, then Swansea, Norwich, West Brom, and then Middlesbrough. As for the most aggressive, Sunderland lead the charge, 44 yellows, 1 reds. Blackpool, of course, Borough, Preston, and then Swansea. Area duels Wolves, Wigan, Preston, Reading, Middlesbrough, and then Watford. Shots per game, Sheffield United and Stoke, West Brom, and then Norwich, Sunderland. Past accuracy, though, Swansea, Burnley, Norwich, Rovers are up there, and QPR. What about, of course, what's going on this midweek in a very, very busy week over in the Championship? Of course, the game of the day is at the Rico or St Andrews or wherever the heck it's going to be. It's Coventry City up against Rovers, and I'll be in the watch along, and I think I'm even in the hot seat. That's a midweek special. I don't really do them these days. Luton Town up against Reading, Hull City against Middlesbrough, Preston against Swansea, of course, West Brom against Blackpool, and then Bristol City against Sheffield. That's the Tuesday's games. As for Wednesdays, it's Huddersfield against Sunderland, Burnley against Rotherham, Norwich City against QPR, Wigan against Stoke, Birmingham against Millwall, and Cardiff up against Watford over in Wales. Take a look at, of course, the table. The table looks like this. Of course, Burnley lead the charge, 2 points clear over Rovers. There's QPR, Sheffield United as well. And then we've got Norwich and then Swansea going down, West Brom, Huddersfield, and Coventry for the time being. Coventry, though, do have 3 games in hand on some teams above them, which technically is 9 points. I know you've got to win the games first, so let's just say they win those 9 points. That'll put them on to, 26, which is playoff talk. So that's why it is false. Definitely false. And Rovers, of course, I played a game more than most teams there, so, you know, we're probably playoff at the moment. I know we might get a little bit ahead of ourselves with the stature of it is. Of course, the journey for Rovers so far been good. Never dropped below 10th. Let's hope that can continue. As for Coventry, not great. And again, postponements and all that kind of mess has caused this backlog, which they hope to play catch up very, very soon. Of course, top goal scorer right now is Jerry Yates of Blackpool. Phenomenal job he's doing, scoring the goals in a team that's like mid-table at best. Clinton Morris, I think it's Clinton Morris or whatever, it's Carlton Morris for Luton up there in second spot alongside Barrett and Diaz, Josh Sargent and Rodriguez with Esteban. Then Scotty Hogan, McBurney, Ndai and Naki Wells. As for the leading assist makers is Barcelar or Barlaser or whatever. Clark, Thompson, Johansson and Elias Chair. That's, of course, the state of play there. What about my prediction? And that's what it all boils down to, my prediction on this one. It's going to happen eventually. It's going to happen eventually. I don't know if it's going to be this game or the next game, but I think it's a bubbling and it's coming around the corner. And then once we get them, they're going to be like bosses. They're going to come in quick succession. So I think Rovers are going to draw this one 1-1. And I know that might be all right. That should put us in second spot heading into the weekend's action against Huddersfield Town. A draw should keep us there. Why is it a draw? I don't know. It is a winnable game. Don't get me wrong, but it's also a losable game. And again, if Rovers do take the lead, hopefully we can do what we've been doing this season and maintain and hold on for something, which is like rocket. We don't usually do this. Last season and beyond, last season and prior, we were prone to giveaways. We're prone to giving letting sides back into it. So hopefully this is the new era. Yeah, big game. An important game for Dominic Hyam up against his old boys. So hopefully he can show them what a player he was. And I know it wasn't like they wanted to sell Dom Hyam. I think they were held to ransom, and their owners just took the cash. I don't think he was happy about moving, but I am so happy. I am so happy that he did, and we are a much better side with him. And I know Coventry City are a much worse side without him. So kudos to them. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry. It hurts. It hurts. I've been there. We've been mugged off many, many times. And it hurts like shite. Anyway, that's, of course, for me. 1-1. Let me know down below what you think about this game. Can Coventry City put a dent in our top 2 spots? Or can Rovers extend a bit of cushion maybe in the top 2? We'll talk about it all about, of course, as the game comes around. But until then, that's, of course, it. Smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up, smash the little bell. Be safe out there. And, of course, I'll see you Tuesday for the watch along. But until then, we're done.